Hello. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Oh, yay, it's Trey. I haven't seen that one, but I could only go so far as to recommend something. I've actually checked out myself. I've only used a few chessable courses. Put this over here. Dynamic twist. You gotta up your pace. You should be able to consume them as fast as I can shit them out. Hey, King Sax, Ministry of Repair. What's up, Aiden? Curious Rex, what's the watch party of? Five out of six is what you had, Aiden? I thought you were saying you were like 3.5 out of 7 or something like that. Oh, those are later in the evening, Courteous Rex. Not to say they aren't happening, just later.
You want quick content for your stream in the beginning?
What? Always.
You should look at my last game I played. Succumb.
Did you just play it today?
No, it was last night when I was like half asleep.
Are you still gaining?
Well, yeah. 2372. But yeah, just look at it, cause like I don't even know what happened. I was trying to like lose and not taking the win. It's like insane. Probably the craziest game I've ever played.
Craziest game you've ever played.
Yeah, just in the sense of like this guy's super strong and he's not winning.
E3 is always the mark of a strong player.
But it's just like a troll. I think he was like a bot, but he was trying to lose. Like it's picked this game as a game that he's gonna lose.
Yes.
Kind of thing. That's the vibe I got.
Yes. I definitely know what you mean.
And then like here he turned it on.
Oof.
Yeah, I just gave up here. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna lose.
Yeah, I can tell.
But he's playing very accurate moves, obviously. So I did this to be dirty and see if I can get the queen, and I realized it's actually checkmate.
Queen here, and it's almost like, of course, queen takes is actually mate, but it's disgusting to play king d1. It's a slap in the face.
So it's like insane because he's playing such strong moves here.
But it's a total slap in the face. In fact, I would love to play the move king d1 here. Oof, feels like a boss move. Wow, that's so depressing. But the way the guy played with e3 and queen out and like just like all these like random queen moves,
yeah,
everything's like very solid. And so what? He has 48 seconds. Okay, queen h2. Wow, declining the queen trade. I would have taken that queen so quickly.
But how do I win this?
23 seconds. Okay, so he used almost 10 seconds to do one check.
Like, it's crazy. He definitely chose this as a game that he's gonna lose.
So instead of queen d8, he produces queen c8.
It's crazy, right?
Just
It's like the most suspicious game ever. I reported him after.
He's a new player, Jeff, as of a mere week ago.
Yeah, but no one cares about my reports, so if you want to get him banned, I'm sure you could.
He's you're one of his only losses, Jeff.
Yeah.
He's only lost 2 games on the whole website.
Yeah.
And you're one of them. An honor.
So I think you should send this up to chess.com because I get really tilted when I see it.
But you won.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like he should not be on the website.
Wow, police officer, bro. Really for the good of the people. Really cleaning up these streets.
But I see like the Indonesia, that's Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
The Indonesian flag, and I just really tilt.
Because you know how strong they are. Yeah, Dr. Lord is correct. There's another, famous Indonesian talent.
Wait, I sound like Dylan? What the fuck? Never heard that before.
Good comment from Dynamic Twist. Probably everyone was very confused there. Could definitely be the case, Midnight. I could see that. Could be the case, Dynamic. Looked like a Dylan game. Now there's something I can get behind. I can see that. Well, hello to I Love You, Sweetheart. Here for the chess. We're doing a speed run today. You get clapped by Indonesians all the time because you play stoned at 2 a.m. Now that, you're not doing yourself any favors there. You're not doing yourself any favors. Yeah, we're going to continue our attacking speedrun today. This is the plan. With the midday Twitch crowd. I skipped the early Title Tuesday, and I'll probably play the late one. Listening to Dubfire, but I think I might put on this Henrik Schwartz set, which is always good. A second account to play when you're stoned. Odsy, thanks for the 32 months. Dr. Lord, it's good to see you, sir. I hope you're well. 35 months, tier 3 from DLM. You're welcome, Yashu. 8 months from Essay Writer. Still working on that flask, my man. Thanks for the reset. Arsenal or Porto today? Not a care in my body for either of those teams. Yeah, if you want to check if Jeff's peeking there, Sphinxy, you'll have to check tomorrow. Always got to check in the AM. Jeff is a bed warrior. That's where the gains come from. This week I'll be playing our current mobile game sponsor, but a few people I know have already got in there. As far as I know, you can download and play on PC or mobile. Exclamation mark star. Hobby chess. I've seen the Alien Gambit. I don't know. I've played against it a few times, that's for sure. Doesn't seem like that convincing, but I've lost to it in Bullet quite a bit. I don't think anyone's played it against me in Blitz, but I also don't really play the Caro-Kann in Blitz. I only play that opening in Bullet. So that's probably why I've only seen it there. If you're seeing an opening a lot, surely someone has made a video about it. Like, that's the case. Midnight, thanks for gifting a sub to Lethbridge Chess. A tier 3, no less. Thank you, Midnight.
Wow, Midnight. I've always called him MD Knight, but now it makes sense.
I could be wrong. Eric calls him MD Knight as well. So Eric and I literally call him different things. One of us is clearly wrong. Clearly. And Midnight just makes so much sense, but it's okay, Midnight. It's okay. You know. Midnight would be a cooler name, but alright. If you want to be called MD Knight, that's fine by me. Man, got a lot of Alien Gambit haters in here. That's good. The Jerome is the only valid opening where you're sacking multiple pieces. I'm glad to hear it. You discovered me by watching the Jerome video after someone played it against you. So how does that work? Someone plays an opening against you, and you immediately go to YouTube and look it up? I'm just wondering how it happens. Like, I'm trying to understand. If someone played an opening against me, I'm not sure I would go to YouTube and look it up, but maybe you can see, like, the name of the opening. Like, it says, when you make the moves, it'll say, like, Jerome Gambit or something. You're like, what the hell's the Jerome Gambit? And then you looked it up. I guess that's possible. The Modern Tiger. No. Is that like Life of Pi? Read that book for school. When I say read that book for school, I mean I was assigned to read that book for school. Well, nevertheless, you know, one way or another, he watched the Jerome video, so I'm not really going to sit here and split hairs. I didn't, Sour Creams. That's exactly right. Let's see if we can get some attacks here today. E4 has been working out, but we might switch to D4. I've tried D4 a little bit. We've been trying, Lally. Hasn't always been successful, I have to admit. But I'm playing 5-minute games here, and we're up to 1900. I mean, these are just not going to be easy games. I don't find the Catalan to be a very good attacking opening at all, so no, won't be playing any Catalan here. I mean, guys at 2K are just not going to be really blundering. Okay, we got the French. Which lines can we go for? I'm going to stick with this for now. knight takes, so probably knight f3 here. Just play like c3, queen e2, and maybe even try to long castle here. a6 looks like a pretty bad move. The only problem with taking is pawn takes, because actually takes loses the queen to bishop g5. But I think after taking that, my opponent actually might want to play g takes and rook there. So that's the unfortunate part. So I'm just going to play c3. This move looks really tempting, but I think pawn takes is actually what he's intending. And b5, bishop b7. So I'll just go like this. Take and go bishop here. I can also go queen e4. And then g6 and bishop h6. But then I'm setting him up to play e5 really easily. So I want to be careful about that. I think I'm just going to play bishop f4. I really want to stop him from playing e5. If I can stop this move, then I think the attack will work really nicely. Okay, here he just blunders the game. Nice little mistake there for us. e5 is a losing move. So in the end, it was good that we kept queen e4 in reserve. But yeah, I just think e5 is a little too much counterplay, so didn't want to rush with our attack here. Okay, let's win this piece. We got this hanging as well. So probably let's just take this. The fork. He's got bishop b7. We can like take it and just be up a piece, but I think even queen d6 exists there. Or bishop takes d8. What am I saying? Yeah, up 2 pieces. But this was a pretty easy game. Yeah, I think I actually made the right choice here. I was definitely thinking of this, but it's easy to do this and think you're gaining a lot of time. And then as soon as you castle, they go e5, bishop f5, and I'm a little bothered by this. Way too much counterplay, too quick. So I'd rather get bishop f4 in. Now he doesn't have this move as much. I'm going to castle to discourage this again because the rook will be there. And then I'll play h4, threatening bishop h7. For example, let's say something like this. You still can't play b5 because of this. So let's say some bad move like this. Now queen e4, h4, like all these moves are tremendous. I think I'm threatening bishop h7 here. Queen e4 followed by h5 is also really good. And he just doesn't have e5. So yeah, this position would be pretty bad for black. But yeah, realizing that e5 is the only real threat and just focused on castling, and then we'll have a huge attack waiting for us after. But okay, blended with b5, so it ended up being a lot easier. Cyrite, thanks for the Prime 7. Goal 11, 67 months. Welcome back, Goal. Mustin. Glad to hear that. Glad you're enjoying it. All right, let's go for another one. We actually got paired way down here, 1630. Let's play e5. Okay, going for the 2 knights here. It's funny, like, I guess this is called the 2 knights, This exact position, chess.com refers to as the 3 knights opening. Something tells me this is going to be the 4 knights opening. I didn't realize they really just counted it up like that. 1 knight, 2 knight, 3 knight. It's a little obvious. Okay. Hard not to play this move. We might just see d4 here. A lot of people play bishop c4, which is not a great move. This would be normal. Yeah, I guess he might play this too. Just trying to think there, like, if there's any more aggressive variations we can play, but I'll stick with the 4 knights for now. It looks really boring. It looks really symmetrical. We're only on move 3, so lots can still happen. Okay, d3 is a very low energy move. I will definitely take the center here. Now it's like I'm playing the reverse scotch, so I'm pretty happy with that. Just get castled here. Okay, he goes here. It seems to only help me, like, especially if he plays bishop h4, like, that's exactly what I want. There's a few moves here that might just be good, but definitely have to choose the most aggressive ones here. Yeah, he's gonna go a4. So the one thing is, if I play g5, g4, he goes knight h4. And there's no way that I can really break through that. Like, g4 is not very good, so I think I want to play h4 and then play g4 afterwards. Yeah, so he retreats the knight, and bishop f3 is coming, but I think now I don't mind playing g4. To be honest, knight d4 looks kind of good. h4... I don't really like bishop g4 there. Let's go for this. I want to stop this move. I assume a move like knight e4 wants to happen. A6 looks annoying. I kind of like a6 myself here. We might need just a few trades. Unless we go maybe for knight d4. Yeah, let him go a6. I'll go b6. I did like a6 myself there, but I'm going to play it this way. It's obviously very sketchy around my king. Okay, queen needs to move. Honestly, d5 looks fine. Queen here. I don't know. You might go for a trade or something. Here, c4. This pawn becomes quite weak, but he still may do it. What's going to be my next... Like, what are my next moves? I think I'm going to go all the way back. I want to defend this pawn to maybe play h4, h5, and I don't know. This knight looks terrible on b3, so I'd rather not play queen d5 and maybe let him go c4, c5. Yeah, he's just going to reroute the knight. Knight e4, we can always go here. Yeah, it kind of looks like even g3 might be a good move. I just have to watch out for rook takes there and knight. And knight out. Yeah, let's go bishop e7 to guard this. King is definitely very airy here. Got to keep this pawn defended. I probably need to make a move like this. Really what I'd like to do, to be honest with you, is move the bishop back and play f5. That defends this. It will remove the knight. I think bishop e6 and f5 is the best feeling for me here. It goes b4, but again, I don't see any threat. So I'm going to remove this bishop and go like this. I just don't have any care in the world to take on b4. Not only does it drop f6, which would be terrible for me, but taking this doesn't do anything for me. Like b5, even taking that, it's like, what does that really do? So we're going to get f5 in. This is really nice to defend that. Now I'm not worried about bishop takes g4. Okay, I think it's time for g3 here. We could go h3 too, but g3 has a pretty nice feeling. It does provide my opponent with bishop f3, but with queen d4, bishop c5 coming, feels like this diagonal is going to be hotly contested. Yeah, these checks, I mean, yeah, I'll slide my king over. I don't see this knight arriving to c6 anywhere. He goes there. There's already captures that we can do here. Might just take this. I mean, yeah, if he takes, he's going to be dropping even more material. So we'll probably see this. And okay, well, you still need to move the king here, so I don't know if that was worth it. Yeah, this is going to be easy now. Just take the material here. And again, there's just no way the queen shows up on my b7 square. Just don't really see how it's going to happen. Okay, thinking about this, bishop d5 was also a fine move to trade. I'm thinking about taking in queen d3. Yeah, if I take here, queen e6, I take again, I have rook there. It's definitely the scarier move, but I think it's fine. I just don't see how this queen is getting here. I've got a pretty big threat coming up, also making a queen, also taking the rook. So yeah, I admit, this is pretty scary. And bishop e4, again, has the idea of the queen getting there. I'm probably just going to take it, to be honest. I'm still threatening this. Now I'm also threatening that. Yeah, let's take that with check. Very important check. Well, I suppose I'll just take his queen here. He has so many pawns, so there's not really ever going to be a situation where we have a lot of extra material. Not really going to be a situation where we're stalemating him. Put it that way. GG. So even though it was a 4 knights game, I feel like it turned into a pretty aggressive one. This d3 move was just very passive, and once I got d5 in, I have more space. Bishop g5 was very friendly. And yeah, we just kind of threw everything forward. And yeah, queen b2 I could play, but to be honest with you, I didn't even think about it. Queen d7 was a much better decision. And once we got f5, I think we have an overwhelming position now. Bishop is just too strong once it gets here. So even though we gave up that diagonal, I think this was too good. That was a mistake by him. He should have played King H1. Probably would have followed up with this. But yeah, I didn't see any way the queen was getting there. So whenever you attack, you're obviously giving your opponent an attack as well, because you're castling on the opposite side. But this one didn't look so bad. All right. E4. I'm not going to play like my previous opponent. I'm going to make sure to open things up. Okay, just plays D6. I'll go knight C3. I'll play bishop E2 before castling. Sometimes I like doing this because I don't want to like fully let him know exactly where I'm going to be castling, but obviously I'll do it now because he can't even really castle this way if he wanted to. We just have more space. Like, black's very cramped here. And of course he's welcome to castle, but at this point, I might be pushing pawns over there. Okay, this move, I don't think the light squared bishop in this opening ever matters at all, so I'm actually quite happy to take and play f3. This is a nice, solid pawn structure. We're also going to get knight d5 in. And then we can maybe start just pushing pawns. So the last thing is whether we care about this. And I think the answer is no. I'm just going to play king b1, a nice, useful move. Okay, he does castle. Knight d5 is available, but if he takes and goes like bishop e6 or c6, I just want to make sure that we're actually, I don't know, that we actually have threats here. I'm going to go like this. I'll be very happy if he took. I think we just keep going here. Yeah, now I think takes bishop f6 is possible because e5 doesn't work anymore. So now I think I will play knight d5. I expect this, we see it, and follow up with more pawn pushes. Okay, this won't be a very surprising move, but h6, and here comes bishop g5. This looks like disaster for him. We have the dark square bishop, so it always feels good to get some dark square holes. Here, the knight on d5 is so strong. He was about to kick it out with c6, but we were moving just quick enough. Okay, so knight f6 definitely wins material here. I guess I'm wondering if we can do even better than that, and I'm not sure the answer is yes. But yeah, knight f6, just simple, win material. Can't really not play this move. That's the thing when you're attacking. Just at some point, you just got to cash in. Now, this knight, hate it. Doing absolutely nothing. Yes, we can play bishop f6, but I'm not sure what the follow-up is. So I'm actually going to reroute my knight. I really like this pawn structure, so I'm trying to keep it there. And honestly, the knight was killer on d5, so I'm probably just going to put it back there. Yeah, we can go either way. I kind of like this because I want maybe the queen to stay open there. I'm just thinking about if c6 happens and I can't play knight d5, what do I want to do? Okay, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna do this check. I feel like c6 is going to happen if I try to put this knight in there. So I'm actually going to do something annoying, I think. I'm going to go here. And I figured he would try to decline the trade of bishops. Because, look, I'm offering a pawn for it. But obviously my queen would jump into h6. And if I trade his bishop pair, my position is killer. And now we just win the game. So this is why I was trying to... I just assumed like we could bait his bishop to that square pretty easily. And indeed we could. So we just bring this back. Queen d4 is a move. Yeah, a5. So queen d4, f6 will happen. There is knight f4. Bishop goes back. There's knight d5. I think we can go for that. It's close, but I think it should work. Because knight d5 makes some serious threats. Like, if b4, for example, then we could take here. And yeah, now we'll take with a check, I think. We'd love to take this, so maybe queen e6. Yeah, I think we can just go e5, actually. Because there's no way you can take twice here. We just have checkmate on g7. So c6, not a terrible move at all. I'm going to play queen e6 with the exact same threats. Take. And I think we're getting a mate here. Could have been nice to sack my queen there. Didn't even really consider it because I didn't see a defense to this, but this would have been a bit of a nicer move to play. This covers the king's escape square and delivers a nice checkmate on the diagonal there. Missed opportunity. I just didn't see a defense to this. So, problem is my initial idea was so good that when I was presented with a new one, I didn't even consider the great offer that was presented to us. This was a very successful attack. I mean, it's just realizing that the bishop pair does nothing for me. I don't care about the bishop pair. Not here. If I can take, not only do I not care about that piece, but I want to strengthen the center anyway. And then I get to like make these small moves like king b1's always useful. And then just run the h-pawn. Just h6 and bishop g5, and black's already lost. So that's 17 moves right now, and black's already completely lost, losing material, and we didn't really face any danger to our king at all. Like, even at the end of the game, the maximum that black did was play this. Not too scary. Okay. Against the Sicilian, I'll play this. Most people at this level, I wouldn't say actually accept it, and they don't hear as well. c4 and playing like this, I feel like a lot of the time it's kind of hard to get an attack going. So I'm going to play f4. Just to make sure we have something going on there. e6. So it seems like at some point we'll have the move e5, which is nice. And I don't think I mind castling here. Bishop e3, knight there. Yeah, knight g4 shouldn't be too bad. It's definitely an annoying move, but it shouldn't be too annoying here. Do I want to let this happen? Let's just say no. That looks nice for him. So we'll just go ahead and deal with that. Here. The knight will show up on that square. Definitely annoying. drop the bishop back because I just know that move's gonna happen. Not interested in dealing with it. Queen e2. If d5, I'll go e5. Just kind of biding his time as well. It's not the easiest position. If I castle, I'm a little annoyed by knight g4. I can't lie, because then this bishop is trapped, or like he's gonna be able to take it. And the move knight c5 is also happening next. So let's castle, and on knight g4, I'll go king h1, let them have the bishop, and just bring the rooks in and try to go quickly. We'll see what we can create here, especially because I feel like the king kind of has to go that way. So we'll just make some decent looking moves here. Goes knight there. e5 comes to mind. Knight d5 after. I really want my opponent to commit to one side or another here. Might be time for f5. If e5, we could get our bishop to b3. Okay, I think I'll go for this. After knight d5, I'll just put the queen back, and my opponent's not castling, so if you want to take this f-pawn, I guess I'll just say, like, that's yours to calculate. If you can make it work, go for it, man. This one also came to mind, hitting g7. But let's just go for our initial plan. Looks a little bit scary. Okay, he took it. Queen g3. Knight h5. Also, some knight move. This one hangs, so I'll probably do this. It's definitely going to get messy. Queen g3. He's not castled, but the annoying thing is that in one move he can go queenside castling. That's not where I want to see him go. Yeah, frustrating. Because although we can take this, he's probably just going to send it right on out of there. So I think almost the only way to play now is 95. So let's go 95. Hanging this pawn, but I don't really know what else to do. I want to keep the energy in the position. So we're gonna take a bad looking position and just hope that we can keep him from castling, keep him interested. He's played it really well so far. I think bishop g2, bishop c5, rook f2 is a problem, but he's still gonna have to play it at least accurately for a couple more moves. If he castles, then I feel like we're in trouble. But that's him castling. Other moves don't bother me so much. Also, knight takes g2 looks pretty damn scary, but just hoping to get to that one later. All right, we might need to play bishop e4 here, or we could actually play it after taking. Again, the annoyance is queen g7, just castle. It's like, ugh. I can't keep this king in the center unless I play knight takes, but then the queens trade. So that's difficult. So I think I'm going to play rook e4 and just try to be confusing. Not only does it stop knight takes e1, but it's, you know, mildly confusing to handle. If he takes, his knight's trapped. He should never take it. Should always leave the bishop there at this point, but okay. Your knight's technically trapped on g2. Just if we confuse him, I know I'm confused as well, but as long as if he's confused, we get what we want here. Okay, so he does take. If we take, there is a long castle. I think we want knight c4 after that. Because I think castling is the only move that I would really consider here. I'm also kind of threatening bishop c6. Yeah, so I guess we might have to go here. We could take like this, but there's queen takes e5. I could take like this. Yeah, let's just go like that. Knight still just like weirdly placed. There's b5, but maybe it also allows me to go rook a1 at the end. Looks like a bit of fun. Knight f7, I just didn't like that the queen could always be traded. Kind of bothered me. So, even though the queen's trade here, I don't know, b6 is hanging. Could also take on e7 here. I think I'll just take back. This is hanging, that's hanging, that's hanging. That's hanging. There's a lot of stuff hanging here. We definitely confused him. I'm confused still. So, I'm wondering what's happening here. Rook d7, knight b6. I feel like this is almost the only move. Okay, who's confused? I'm still confused. What the hell happened there? Someone got confused there. Me, him, everyone watching. It worked. Our mischievous idea. Man, the Mora is tough to make some attack happen out of nowhere. Once they play d3, I mean, I'm like, ugh. Don't love this line. Yeah, so our position is not fantastic here. Knight takes f4. This was all great by him. I decided to take. He really needed to take, I thought, and play bishop c5. He took with the knight, and then rook e4 is actually like... I still think it's kind of tricky. Taking was bad. This is crazy. Like, guys, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We were bullshitting, but we weren't bullshitting that much. Okay? I made it up. I made it up to you guys after a queen f2 move that leaves a lot to be desired, and then a queen g3 and a knight e5. We reached maximum confusion here with rook e4. And look at this, just a couple guys playing great moves. Bishop e4, boom, bishop. Castle, boom, knight c4. f6, boom, knight c6. Boom, takes. Boom. I don't know why it says that's an inaccuracy. Knight a7, no way, dude. Pretty sure knight e7 is low-key the best move here. But, I mean, it's the best move by, like, 0.1 or something. This is a very harsh evaluation here. Yep, we made it up to you guys. There you go. That's how the game could have ended, according to the chess.com engine. Always looking out. That was annoying, eh? The Mora is such a fun opening, but they really, like, poke a hole in the balloon when they go d3. It's like, alright, man. If you're no fun, why don't you just say so? Okay, e4. Let's play the Caro-Kann. No. Okay, he's played c4. What can we do here? Okay, I'm gonna play e5. I mean, we have to claim the center in some way. He's gonna play d4. I mean, literally the best move here is probably d6. This is not exactly the most appealing. Maybe we can go knight f6 and confuse things a little bit here. I hope. We'll see what we can do. Okay, takes. There's queen a5 or knight e4. I'm not sure which one, actually. I don't really like the look of this. There's queen a5 now. We'll see what he plays. Maybe bishop d3. Okay, just goes knight c3. It's kind of surprising. Queen a5, queen d4. Can also just take it, but not sure we're getting the greatest attack that the world has ever seen. How do we attack from here? This doesn't really do much. Let's go d6. Our position seems good to me. Seems very good, but can't say it's like littered with attacking possibilities. So is there a way we can be quick here? Like queen f6, like I want him to defend that. It'd be nice if he did. But still, I have a hard time. Oh, Jesus. Well, we gotta go back here now. Can't be trading those queens. Okay. Castle, I guess. What else? Rook here. We're probably gonna get slapped with that move. Actually, that's a great bait. Queen h4 takes and bishop e7. Winning a piece. Coming right up, right?
Oh yeah.
Or perhaps more. I mean, these moves aren't necessarily good, but they do trade the queens. It's like, what am I supposed to do here? Don't think I'm going to be too upset with the current position. And I'm certainly not going to try to keep the queen on for no reason. Let's go back. I want to get caught on the d file. Yeah, if the bishop moves, bishop c5 or bishop f4. Yeah, just take here. The pawns will be terrible. And then put a knight on c5. I think that's the recipe. Has to be some king move. We take. Or we can even wait an extra move. Take later. Actually, no. Take right away, I think. Because I don't want to let him pin with rook e1. Like king e2, knight a6, rook e1, takes, king f1. And then I'm in some pin here. I don't know if that's good or bad. Knight on c5 is a definite yes. Just a fantastic square. I think I'm going to play f6. I guess f6 allows rook there. I want to play f6 and h6 most likely. Start with this. The knight is pretty unassailable on that square. King looks pretty good on e7. Maybe rook d8. Of course, the only thing I never, ever, ever, ever want to do is play rook takes d4. That would be awful. We might need to do this. He's definitely not going to take... I expect one of these two moves. Okay, he goes there. I think knight a4 is quite annoying. So he's got this. At that point, I think I might return. And this one, I'll take. Okay, we have one extra pawn, and we have a knight that needs rescuing. Yeah, we could do knight takes, but it's not even necessary. We have b4 to save this knight. I guess like this. We can put all of our pawns on dark squares, so... Yeah, so we'll make sure to put the pawns on dark squares here. his pawns get stuck on light squares. I probably have to do that. Yeah, we can do this one, because king there blunders that. And let's see. Knight d5 hits the pawn. Ooh, that's a terrible move. Okay. GG. A great attack there. Yes. Lots to learn from. Huge attack we had. Yes, you can learn this exact checkmating technique I did in my checkmating course. I planted this guy in my speedrun so I could advertise the course. Exclamation mark course. Joe Cool, thanks for 32 months. Caro-Kann. Not much to do against c4. I mean, this is one in particular where it's like if I can't even stake some claim to the center, it's kind of tough to generate an attack. The thing about attacking positions is like, yeah, you want them to be open, but usually when you have the white pieces, when you're playing with black, the positions that obviously an open position can be good if white plays something really like uninteresting, like d3, like okay, we want to open things up. But otherwise, for the most part, you want it to be kind of closed a little bit so your king is safe. Like a closed center, and then you can attack on one side of the board is a nice recipe. All levels, Dr. Jitsu. If you're talking about the checkmate course. Even if you're like 2000, 2200, you'll definitely be learning some stuff in there that either you didn't know or didn't know how to do. When you c6 is to play d5, but after the move c4, if I play d5, position is so open there. White has the isolated pawn. Black can't really attack in those positions. d4. Okay, let's go d5. We'll see this. I don't really want to take. Probably go. I'll go for our e5 move. I've played this a few times so far. He takes. I'll take. I've played e4 once. I'll play the main move, which is queen takes. Of course, they can take here, but to be honest, this queen trade, I've actually done it before. I think in this series, and this can be pretty nice, especially if they play f4, which I think is a terrible move. It always looks enticing though, so we can hope that that they do it. Let's go here. We want to castle as soon as possible. Even without the queen here, we can put a lot of pressure on the position. Goes a3, which is a pretty nice move. Let's castle with check. Don't mind if I do. And I'm just going to offer yet another pawn for the knight to come out, hopefully with tempo. Smart guy, smart guy. Not allowing me to have all the fun. All right, I gotta take something back. E4, bishop g4 looks decent. Otherwise, I might play e4 next. This king is, I think, pretty uncomfortable. So I think I just want to keep making threats. Almost thinking of this. Takes, knight d4, threatens this. I feel like we can do a bit better than that. White's actually under a lot of pressure here. King c2 almost loses immediately. I think I'm threatening something like this right now. Like h3, maybe take a knight d4. Knight b3 is such a powerful move. And this king has a hard time getting out of this pin. Yeah, so for example, I'm going to take and just play knight d4. I don't actually know, like I might be missing something, but I don't actually know what he does here. King e1 loses that. King c1 is in trouble. In general, I'm threatening knight b3. It's almost like rook c1, rook c2, but it just looks like a really, really easy position for black to play. Knight b3, bishop c5. Okay, so knight there and knight b3, rook a2. But you can you can appreciate how nasty that position looks. Honestly, a pretty smart move though by my opponent. Not going to be lost after this. And then king c2 follows after. So here's the thing. I almost want to play g6 to get another piece in. Because still, if the king moves anywhere, I have bishop... Sorry, if the king moves anywhere, I have the knight move. So this position is stuck the way it is. It's almost like knight b3 helps white. So... trying to see if there's a way for me to just add more pressure. So if I go here, then the king comes to c2. Seems like the best I'll be able to do there is maybe win a pawn. g3, rook a2. Bishop h6 takes. I don't think that's good enough. Okay, yeah, I don't really see a way that I can really win something if white plays rook a2 next. I'll play bishop here because I think in this spot, white has to play rook a2. Yeah. Like, for example, here, I was going to play this and then bishop c5, and then it might go into the same thing. But it's better to start with this move because, in my opinion, white has to do this. That's a really weird move to do right now. If you attack the rook, you make it more obvious. And obviously after this, our opponent just blundered a rook, and so we'll just take it. And we're up an entire rook because our knight is going to escape. Yeah, knight b3 looks Looks good here. You can take this. We're up pawn and a rook at this point. Knight c4, bishop d4, and maybe king b8 for good measure, but essentially, I think the game's already kind of won. Just make the safe move, king b8, and now I'm not on a light square, I'm not on any knight check square, I'm not on the c-file. I feel like our king is pretty well situated, so maybe now we can go for something like this. Yep. Just gonna open up space for my rook to participate. Can grab this and then get the rook in. Just take this. Rook f8 next. I like to play moves like this here. I mean, although it gives 2 pieces for the rook, I have 2 rooks left, so it actually kind of just simplifies the material here. Yeah, let's just keep pushing. Here, I'll take it. I'll fall for it. This hits the knight and prepares to get some checks in. I actually like knight g4 as well, provided the knight doesn't return here, which it does. So it's time for this. Just want this bishop to move, and then we can get g2 there. Yeah, let's just promote this pawn, and now we have an extra queen. Knight d7 is a check. It's still worth my opponent playing on. I would play on as well, because you never know. Knight d7, king here, rook mate, right? So I would play on too. So yeah, probably this illustrates the speedrun the best. If someone's going to play like this, you never want to develop into the type of player that is so averse to trading queens. Like, the point of this series is to try to keep the queens on the board and go for some attacks, but I mean, this is just bad for white. And you can still attack even without your queen. Trading, castling quickly, and then going for the full initiative with f6. Like, if they take, you've got the knight jumping in to one of those squares, bishop c5, rook in. Everything seems to be happening at once. Well, I don't have a specific opening I'm playing, so why did I play this opening and not a different one? I just switch it up every now and again, try to find ones that seem to be getting more favorable attacking positions for the series. Like, I'm not trying to get super boring positions, but this one wasn't boring at all. There was lots to calculate here. And we were definitely on the attack the entire game, even without our queen. Okay, f4. Very committal. Very committal. Well, I gotta claim the center a little bit, and I'm gonna make a point to control e4 here. Obviously, this pawn structure is what we want, then we control that square pretty much exclusively. let's go here. I want to prevent him from playing knight d2. And now he can't. So we might see knight d2 here, and then knight c3 is a common tactic. We also might see knight there, but no, as expected, we see knight d2. And we'll pick up a pawn here. We'll also win the bishop, or I suppose queen c2 could be played. Knight e2 check. Probably the way to go. I'll just give this check. And we can trade all the pieces on the board, and I think just keep our extra pawn. Can't take it, of course. Our knight's trapped, so obviously we have to take this bishop. And let's go c4 to keep our extra pawn. And e4 looks hella scary. So scary. I'm going to play f5. Okay, I think I'm just going to play b5. Here, queen there, I think we just play king e7. Same thing with knight g5. Goes knight e5, we could probably just take it. h6. I'd really like to play queen c7, but I'm looking at knight there and trying to determine if that's a problem or not. I don't think it is, actually. I'll just play rook e8. And I want to stop queen c6. So yeah, knight g5, I'll just go rook here. Queen a6, I could just put something on b6 to stop that. And then my very next move will be h6. And finally, time to just take control of the b file. I have a protected pass pawn, and it's an extra pawn, so the game is probably lost. As long as I don't blunder this pawn, which is the root, the base of my like whole pawn chain. So yeah, there's that move. One of these two moves here looks correct. I'm going to go with this knight. And then, yeah, h6. Okay, might go a4. He doesn't. Let's just attack the knight. And now we're pretty safe here. Maybe we start with a queen trade offer. If queen a6, we can probably go queen a4 to re-offer the queen exchange. And while this move is possible, I mean, it's also a little bit... I mean, this is with check. You're almost trapping your queen. Queen c7. Yeah, queen takes a2 is check, but a little bit more interested in just trading the queens if possible. The queen can also slip out this way. I'm not sure there's a way to absolutely force the queen exchange, but there's certainly just some good moves to do. Like, for example, here, it has to be queen there. Queen here, I'll offer a queen trade again. Now, finally, I think we've made the, the queen retreat. Woo. Rook a6. Also knight f8 maybe to trade for this guy. Might do this. I feel like more importantly is just control the open file. If queen takes a2. We can't take this, but we will definitely be encouraged to think about the move g5. Queen d1 threatens queen h5 though. So maybe knight f8 first. Okay, goes queen c1. That means g5 is quite tempting. With g2 hanging. So like knight f3 here and then g4. Wins the knight and should lead to mate. Maybe it'll go queen f1. And then take the knight king h3. That's all I can think of. Looks kind of rough for white. This all stemmed from a very aggressive opening from my opponent here. d4, f4. Almost trying to set up a Stonewall. Maybe e4. These pieces are not placed very well at all. I mean, the rook is just trapped. And this is with check. That's the worst part. Yeah, so kind of similar to queen f1. We see this move, although I thought he was going to play king h3. Here I can still take this. That's actually just a mate. That's just a checkmate. Yeah, when people play the Stonewall, especially when they just throw f4 out, because there's a lot of other ways to get to the Stonewall, which are a bit better without committing f4. But the problem is when you play f4 move 2, I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what your setup is, so I can immediately start placing my pieces in the best way possible against it. But if, for example, white played like e3 here, it's like, yeah, I can play d5, but this is how I recommend setting up the Stonewall. At least here, you're not allowing black to play the absolute best way against it, and might surprise them later with a move like f4. So yeah, it's starting with these two moves. I just see this square right there, and my next moves are obvious. d5, bishop f5, you know? So we're at 1950. I'll continue here. See if we can get up to 2000. That's the goal. Zenbound, 34 months. Thanks, buddy. Corpse Slime, 23 months. And Beacon, 21, tier 3. Can I see if I was able to trap the queen? I don't think I was. When the queen was on b7, you mean? Definitely could have done some different moves, but no. I mean, the queen has this square, and this square, so the rooks can never do it. And once the queen gets here, there's also all three of these, and then there's like two diagonals, so I don't need to check that much. Like, if the queen could be trapped, maybe we could play some other moves, but like obviously I didn't play the best line. I was just trying to get the queen out, but I don't think we could trap it. Wait, Beacon, what happened to you? It's a meme? I'm not cool enough, evidently. I'm not cool enough, evidently. I will be playing Title Tuesday later, yes. The late TT is in an hour and a half. I'll give it a go. I'll give it my, give it an old college try. Hello, Daryl. All right, let's keep going. Hello, Savon. We are not listening to Spotify right now. But I am listening to Henrik Schwartz in Circle. Thank you, Savon. Holy cow. We're almost there, buddy. 67 months from Savon. Thanks a lot, man. The long Twitch grind. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. Sleazy looks down on anyone who's not at 69 with them. People think it's all about the grind to 69, and then they get there and they realize there's great things that lie ahead. Somebody said they were me in Hans' stream chat today. Confirm or deny? Well, if someone was in the chat saying that, then, of course, confirm. Of course. I confirmed that they were in the chat saying that I was in the chat. Confirmed. You heard it here first. Two Knights is producing W's. E4. I guess E5 and just see what the heck we can do here. Bishop C4. How does black generate something here? The plan is they go for this. F5. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are high energy. F5. Oh my goodness. H3. What opening is this, dude? This looks like just unbelievably good for me. I'll take it. What's going on here? Bishop g5. I suppose knight here. Gotta go bishop e6. Okay. I think we can get a nice attack going here. So d4 can't really happen. This is defended. Rook g8 looks pretty nice. Bishop takes c6 does not bother me. I think the only thing that bothers me is the move d4. And even that doesn't really bother me. Okay, I'm just going to start with this. Has to be useful. He can't really castle. g4. Holy smokes, folks. We want to castle this way. I got 2 threats here. Gotta be this. Although queen takes has d4, but then knight e4. I mean, you just can't go wrong with this. He goes knight a4, but bishop there is definitely possible. It might trade the queens. That's the only thing. In the interests of keeping the queens on the board, I don't think I should take. But takes king there, queen e3, he has queen e2. But, like, I'm not really going to shy away from that. Yeah, queen b4, there's c3. Same thing with queen a5. I think I'm just going to take. Like, what am I, scared of having the entire center and 2 bishops and an extra pawn? Can't be playing chess like that. It's like, we want to go queen e2? Sure. It's fine. I'll take. Not really here to be bothered by that. Okay. Rook e2 looks somehow likely. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why, but for some reason I was expecting this blunder. King there. Man. Bishop takes here. It's actually clever. Takes. Rook takes e5. My queen. Psych. It's check. Have to go for it. Oh, man. Wait, we can set it up again. Oh, my queen. Damn it. Man, you really saw that? What the hell? This guy's crazy. How did he see that? Unbelievable, really. Double check. And we're going to put this guy out. GG. That was a KO for sure. I will be playing Title Tuesday, yes. So, I mean, I'm not afraid to play this move, first of all. The whole center is great. I have the bishop pair. It also gives me an open g-file right into a potential castled king. So, a move like this, I have no problem doing. It feels like a concession, but I don't see it that way. But yeah, this opening is just terrible for white. Like, I just have the whole center for no reason. Very passive. Everything is kind of third row or second or first. Nothing going on here. All right. E4. Whoa, insta take, pre-move take. We got high energy detected. High energy detected. Great stuff. We have a big fighter here. That's right. Big fighter. He's ready to go into the main lines. And you know what? I respect him for it. Not even gonna test him with queen d4. I'm just gonna go here. I think e5 is the line. Just to kind of be difficult. Whoa, knight a5. I mean, I don't have to give you my bishop here, right? Not only do I have some tempting options, but it feels like just saving the bishop is simple and good. Hmm. So bishop moves d6. I'm trying to understand what black's gonna play next. I don't know. There's some moves here. So knight e7. Black's gonna get castled. This is not that scary. Do we just send our attack here? I'm gonna safeguard this. I feel a little uneasy with that so weak. Okay, go for the principal there. Yeah, f6 is a great move. I think we have to take. This one is available. So let's gain some time by attacking the rook. I am going to have to deal with d5. That just sucks. It's just going to happen. He goes here, though, which I think is good for me. Gain a little bit more time with a move like this. Knight c6 will almost surely get played. We don't have any queen sacks for mate here. But if this, then I'm definitely going to be taking that. Yeah, so that's a better move. If we go queen d6 though, I think we kind of clamp down on the position. There's no queen trade right away. Knight f5, but I think I'll take it. And we want to get castled here. I just feel like if I move the queen, then I might have to deal with d5, you know? And I'm not ready to necessarily sacrifice. Although maybe I should have been. Takes in queen h6 was pretty convincing. I still feel like black has defense there. Okay, g5. I mean, surely we got to take this. Wow, right there. Okay, I guess I'll take. It's a little messy, but we can take this. Have to put up with like one check, but I think we can run away. I'm gonna take this rook. King g7. We also can play h6 to still take this. It's a clever move, this knight f5, but if this is the end result, I am winning material. Okay. Maybe this. I mean, there is queen a5 check. Queen takes g2. I'm gonna castle, and I don't know. Like rook g1 feels like the end of the world. But even a queen trade here is like, oh my! I can't believe he played that. Oh my goodness! This is so nasty. He hardly has a move here. I don't know what to recommend. Could use the other rook as well, but I think I like this one. Leave this rook here where it could be useful. Queen h2, I mean, the options are it's just endless here. Oh lord. Start with the check. Rook g7, knight f6. It looked great. Didn't see the checkmate. Of course, we could take with the rook and go for that mate, but I'll go for this one. Looks prettier. GG. Yeah, so I don't know if bishop d5 is right here, but I kind of like this. And Probably needed to play a little bit faster, but I always say if you're attacking, or even if you're not an attacking player, if you see someone fianchetto their bishop and you have a pawn here, there's no knight on f6, they instead have to put it there. h4, h5 is pretty much always good. It's a fantastic attacking idea. There's just no good way to answer it. Like, if they play h6, then sometimes you can set up like pressure on h7 and go h5, and they can't push or take because you're threatening mate. Or when the pawn's on h6, then all of a sudden you can target it, like knight h2 g4 or bishop f4 queen h2. How do they defend that pawn? The king has to go to h7 to defend it. It's the only way. But then you can play h5 with the king on h7, and you're threatening to open it up and then take on h6. So you can see how easily the move h4 can just lead to catastrophe. Just almost always a good move. Sackrad, thanks for the 10 months with Prime. If h5 in response to h4, well then the dark squares are just so weak. Because at that point, no matter what, in any position, you'll have a pawn here, you'll have a pawn here, and they'll have pawns like that. So you should be all over the dark squares there, like bishop g5, knight e4. Should be really nasty. Okay, let's go for e4. Oh, insta-take. Man, people are high energy in the 1900s. God damn. They're just ready to go. I love it. Give me that. I mean, that's crazy. The auto capture. A6. I don't really know too much about this stuff, but I just assume you kind of like put stuff on open files. That's what I'm gonna go for. Where does this go? Here? I really like that. Guess let's go bishop e3. Somehow looks a bit better. Actually thinking about h3 here. Somehow bishop f4 felt not accurate. They usually start with rook d1 so that bishop f4, e5 can't happen. H3 just because bishop g4 and knight d4 looks a bit frustrating. Yeah, I'm gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna bring the rooks, I assume castle. I just think bishop g4 and knight there trade so many pieces, like, just kind of an annoying line, so I'd rather at least play with most of my pieces on the board. Assuming that this move might happen. I feel like this can't be a bad move. Okay. Doesn't seem like a very fun opening anymore. I mean, we can play something to d5, but You can probably just take it. I know a lot of times in the Mora, you end up with just a piece here, you double, and like, you win your pawn back or you have great pressure, but I'm not sure what to do past that. I'm gonna go here. It's like the only advantage that I can really think of. Yeah, this once promising opening after some very obvious moves by black doesn't look very good anymore. That's the annoying thing about the Mora. I feel like so many people are geeking out on the theory for both sides that it used to be something that you could just kind of play and get a fun opening. Now, you actually kind of have to know stuff. I definitely don't know stuff. I feel like my opponent's just equalized completely. Okay, he's leaving me with the bishop, but this one's happening. Bishop here, knight takes, does not look great. I'm gonna go here. But I do notice people start with rook d1 instead of bishop f4, so... But man, if bishop f4 is like enough to just kill the line, I'm like... This isn't that fun. Okay, bishop back, knight e4. Still works. I wouldn't say black has done more than equalize just yet. Maybe slightly, but I still think that this configuration is not great. Knight g5, knight d5 is, speaking of not great, not great. Heck, I don't know. I'm just gonna go here, I guess. I don't really know what to do. I'd like to move this bishop back, but all the time he's taking there. Okay, finally he takes. H4, H5 seems right. I don't know. I feel like he's playing pretty well. Is 95 a move here? I feel like we almost have to play 95. Rook d7. Okay, queen c4, queen c2, but we take. I don't know. I have to go for something here. There's no queen c5, which is the only way to defend that bishop. We might go for a queen trade, but our rooks are going to be more active. I'm feeling good about that. Have to take. He again finds something. It's definitely very resourceful. And let's activate. I don't know. F6 can happen. Rook e8. Or rook d7. That move doesn't look right. Rook takes f7, for example. Maybe rook d7 is also something. Rook here. Man, it feels like we're close to something, but this might have been hasty now that I'm thinking about it. He doesn't have to take. Rook g8. Ugh. I have to go here now. Gotta hope for like rook f7. I think that's the only thing for me. White's still luckily so solid with this bishop. Queen there. Yeah, probably just queen back, honestly. I think we'll see h6. I'll probably take on e5. Still some chances. I guess here, I mean, this move exists. It's not that comfortable. Oh, this guy just traded rooks? You're joking. What? This guy's lost his mind. Oh man, that's insane. Oh, I mean that's such bad technique. Oh man. That was such a strange decision. Such a strange decision. I mean, there's still a, I would say, probably better than 50% chance to flag at that point. Yeah, I guess bishop f4 is just no good. I'm familiar with rook d1 kind of being the, like, I seem to remember this move being the move first before bishop f4. I even mentioned it, but I didn't realize it mattered that much. Like, I just kind of played bishop f4, and damn, e5. I was like, I guess the position is just no good anymore. So yeah, here black's like slightly better, but only slightly. It's still, these positions are pretty good. And yeah, we needed to just take this pawn. I got a little bit overzealous with that move, and then here queen f5 was just unnecessary. Then rook b5. Oh man, we just got so lucky. Gifted us like 2 great moves in a row for us. Made it way, way, way easier. I think we wanted rook d1 instead of bishop f4. That's what I just said, right? G Madrid, thanks for the 5 subs. Thank you, G Madrid. We're getting up there. Still fighting in this speedrun here. Looking for 2K today. Mattis, thank you, buddy. Prime for 66 months. A fleet command resub. Exclamation mark star. You could be a star like Mattis if you get our latest sponsors game downloaded on PC or mobile. You could join the Star Trek fleet. The Mora is tough. People know too much about it. Thank you, Angry Nerd Rocker. I'll be going through it myself this week. Maybe tomorrow or the day after. But yes, we'll be looking for people to reach level 5, reach level 12, and unlock a second ship. Go sponsors. When's UTT? It's right after Late Title Tuesday. So we're going to hopefully get to 2,000 in the speedrun here. Do Late Title Tuesday, which happens in an hour. When it's done, we'll host our viewer tournament, which I encourage you guys all to play in. It happens every week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. D4, D5. We do see the bishop f4 move. Okay, I'll play h5. We can turn it into something with f6, or actually he's gonna go ahead and blunder. Now, I say blunder obviously loosely, because he loses a piece here, which is the whole point of this h5 move. It's kind of a trick, but the position is still... I wouldn't say it's easy yet. Yes, we have a viewer tournament tonight. Hopefully you guys will play. Okay. So we'll win the bishop here. And the best part is he can't even take with the h-pawn. He's going to actually just return. It's a good sign for us. If he had taken with the bishop instead of the pawn, we would just play f6, g5, h4. So I think we were going to win something there no matter what. Trying to get there before he puts his bishop there. I think I want to put my two knights like this. Queen d7, castle. Takes d4. There's long castle. So it's not that easy. We'll just defend this. We might drop this pawn in the process, but okay, I'm definitely happy to take that. Trades should always help us out here. We'll do these two knights out like this. And we'll see. Okay, he does castle this way. That makes sense. Because if he castles this way, he knows even if he gets attacked, look, he's down material, so he may as well take a position where he's getting attacked. I'll take and immediately get my queen out. Now g3 of course can happen, but it's risky for him as well. He's going to be opening up the h-file for my rook. I'll just take a pawn. Okay. Castle will also defend the b pawn here. I'm assuming that he's going to do these two moves next. Can double the rooks. Queen e4. It does look like he wants to play here next. This move will always be useful. I assume this. We'll just go b6. And we can even play knight a5 as well. Yeah, honestly, that might work even better. Knight a5, queen a4, and then just rook g2. Because, yeah, at this point, rook g2, I think, is a huge threat. Rook g2, and then just rook g8. I feel like it should be leading to mate. Yeah. And here we have time because, yeah, he can win our knight, but we're threatening to take this, and he can't win the knight and threaten queen b7. And even if he could, we can run our king. So, I think rook g2 is the way to go. If the knight moves, we have mate. The knight's hanging. It's almost like white has to play queen e2, which is a massive concession. Like, completely undoing the attack here. And I'm up a piece in this whole situation anyway. Yeah, it's it's mate with the queen of the rook. Naturally, we'll choose this one, but it was a very tough move for him to meet. I don't think there was an answer there other than literally queen back. That's all I could see. I actually probably could have done rook g2 here and allowed this, but I wanted the safety first approach of knight a5 and then rook takes. Would rook g1 have been an option? Yeah, I would take, and then the knight would have to take, and maybe we could play b6 or something there. Although I don't even need to. I could probably just play rook g8 there. If queen takes a5, queen e4 check would also win the rook on b1. So, yeah, super tough position for white. But they're down a piece, so I'm not sure what you expect, you know? Your position is never going to be good when you're down a piece. So we got someone with a cheap trick here. But h5, it doesn't completely ruin your position. That's why I think this is at least a funny move, funny attempt. Magnus played it against me once. I did not blunder my piece. But yeah, h5, you can still play for this stuff. I played it before. Benjamin, thanks for the Prime for 11 months. Appreciate that. All right, let's give our scotch a try. Okay, not many people play this line. Knight here, I guess, is bishop g4. So how are we going to drum up something interesting? Knight c3, bishop b4s. That's very annoying. Yeah, I'll go for knight c6 and maybe e5 there. It's definitely not the absolute best, but pawn on e5 is always a pretty good attacking sign, so we'll see. Yeah, queen e7, I don't think I really have a choice except to go here. Knight d5. Again, don't think I have a choice but to go here. Knight takes, I gotta take with the pawn. Bishop takes, same thing. Yeah, like bishop takes is just not a good position. So, like, I'm trying to get something going here, but it's quite tough. These positions, there's just like no hope for an attack, it feels like. The queens are like basically being traded no matter what. So f4, like castle. I mean, once you play f4, you can't castle this way. The center's opening. Feels like the king is just cooked. So, I don't know. We're trying to keep the position interesting here, but the reality is that might not be able to do it. I don't know. Like, I feel like this bishop is so annoying. Like, literally. Gotta, like, trade it, go bishop d3 after. I mean, he doesn't even have to take it. This is the annoying thing. I'm just not sure what to do. Maybe f6 we can get. It was a5. I don't think that's particularly scary. Okay, like, I guess we go here, try to get the bishop on f1 out. Okay, d6, what? Why would you volunteer for these pawns? I don't understand that. Bishop a6, I can also go c4. Now I can castle. And f6, maybe queen h4, pin the pawn, threaten mate. He goes here, I mean, takes is also such a good position for me. If I go c4, he has queen e6. We can take, I mean, I'll just go c4, whatever. This bishop looks great. He is going to be able to threaten that soon, but I have queen takes c5 if he goes for it right away. But yeah, he might go like rook d4, and this is a very temporary solution. Rook d4 and bishop c4 is happening. What the hell are we going to do about that? Honestly, like, I'll just go here and just keep going. Just push on through. Try to scare him a little bit. These pawns look terrible. I mean, at least I have everything placed exactly where I want it. I feel like most of these speedruns, like, I need 5 minutes on my clock because I really have to spend some time trying to figure out how to create an attack out of nowhere. Okay. Well, I'll just do this so that we have the move there. I'll go like this. I mean, he has rook h4 to stop that, but this isn't the only idea we have. We also have back rank mates. So rook d8 here is actually a nice tactic. Like, queen takes e5, rook d8. I think it's working. He goes here. Yeah, it's pretty smart. We need to go slow here, unfortunately. Can we do this first? No. So I have to take. And I actually have to defend this. Sadly. This is a nice threat, but if I went rook f4, he could take. And I don't think I was ready to set this up. So now I'll go rook e4, I think. I mean, what else have I got, right? Queen f5, I can try this. Oh, he goes there. There we go. That's a nice finish. That's a nice finish right there. Against all odds. Yeah, once you see this, there's only a few ways you actually end up winning the game. Obviously, mate on g7. Mate on h7 with a rook on h3, like just queen takes. Rook d8 to distract the rook, and then queen g7 mate. Or queen takes h7, and then some check on the h-file. So, rook d4 was very good. I shouldn't be taking this. Black's definitely doing fine after this. Now, I went here. I think after c5. So the issue was if I bring my rook up, I'm not actually threatening this because the queen can take. And I can't bring my rooks up here because, well, he'll just trade for them. So I still can't play rook f3 because I'm not actually threatening anything. Like, rook h3 is a threat, but that's not enough. And also after this, let's say queen takes e5, I'm still not threatening anything because queen comes to h5. So that's why here I couldn't just play rook here. Yes, I'm threatening this, but queen takes e5 just kills everything. And it threatens mate here. Yeah, and I can't play rook b1 anymore because, again, queen e5 and rook here is not in time. That's a checkmate, and also queen e3 is a forced queen trade. So once we trade a pair of rooks, none of those ideas work. Here, obviously, we have this threat. I thought about queen f5 because if rook h4, there's this, and again, I don't have this. So I thought that was a pretty good defense for him. He didn't do it and ended up going here, and we get a nice checkmating pattern with queen h7. So, all it took was an f-pawn up to f6, and then there were a ton of attacking ideas there. Queevydude96, thanks for the half a year. Appreciate that. And France Rex, 5 months. Thank you, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for the subscriptions. Thank you, Lolly. I'll take a compliment. This is a friendly checkmate here. Good pattern for everybody to know. We're up to 1987. E4. Do we go for... Do we play the odds and say it's a Vienna? Okay, wasn't a Vienna. We'll go here. Uh-oh. Here comes theory. I can feel it. Don't hurt me. Oh my goodness. Dude. People know too much about this. People know too much. Is this, like, am I supposed to know what's going on here? What the hell? I'm going here. I'm going h6. Rookie 1, I'm castling. Get me the hell out of there. You can have my pawn. I'm just getting developed. Now we should be going here, I think. I don't know. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Gotta move my queen. Probably bishop d6 next. I mean, hitting the knight. I'm obviously threatening d3. Yeah, this move is kind of Just has to be played. C5 is super aggressive. Knight C3, queen back, with the intention to just take no matter what. Looks kind of interesting. Bishop here, knight there. We gotta go queen e6. Bishop f4. If e3, there's just f3, so... Why do I feel like that's not that impressive? Maybe we can go e3 and like bishop c4. I don't know. Bishop c5 rather. I'm feeling this. He goes queen f3. What the heck? I didn't even consider this. Didn't even consider it. Has to be something here, right? I don't know. Queen takes d4, queen e3. I wasn't like super convinced. Can we do this? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. There's all sorts of moves possible here. Even this. But let's see if we can make it happen. Whole game is complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. But hey, that's what attacking games are. Complete nonsense. Bishop e3. Gosh darn it. Stop playing these good moves. So I can move this queen, or sorry, this knight, like knight g3, but, you know, there's queen moves that just go back and defend g2, so... And if I go f6, then c4. But, oh, c4, queen a5, knight c6, yeah. Yeah, knight d2, queen f2. The annoying thing is c4 is happening next. Like, dude, what are these moves, man? I gotta go here. Like, c4 is way too bothersome, so I think I have to do this. Okay, knight there looks like a big blunder. Okay, we're just up a piece. We had mate there, so there was no queen takes d7 or anything. Knight a4, I feel like knight e4 is quite good. f5. Pawn is hanging as well. c3, bishop c6. All of a sudden he started playing like very quickly, but he also blundered every single piece he has. Not sure where all the speed is coming from. It's always a strange experience when, like, everyone just starts playing quickly, except one side is just hanging all their pieces. Okay. Is it possible? We only have one of the light square bishops, so it's actually a little bit tricky. Damn it. It is a little bit tricky. I really needed him to go in this corner so we could keep him like boxed in like this, but I didn't have enough time to do it. Because if I could just put the bishops like 1, 2, 3, 4, or sorry, 1, 2, then the other bishop could just come in right in there and just checkmate. So I think the setup would be like kind of tough to say. 1, 2, 3 bishops. Maybe sack the last one. Probably have to sack the last one. It doesn't look pretty with 3 dark squared bishops. That was the only annoying thing, is that it was these 2 pawns. And so I had 3 dark squared bishops. I only really need 2 bishops to do it, as you know. 3 kind of looks nicer. And 4 could look nice if there's 2 each. Sadly, couldn't make it happen. GG. We'll keep going here. Always have to go for the mate. I mean, like, no point in, what, just mating here? It's games like this that give people the hope to keep playing. You have to understand it's an ecosystem. If I don't mess up a checkmate occasionally, people will actually not play till mate. So, by feeding the ecosystem, in the future, people are going to continue to play on because they've had that one experience where they're like, okay, you know, I salvaged a draw that one time, so I should play on in these situations. That's what I want. I can't have people resigning. So we got to feed the ecosystem. Cuban. Okay. We'll take, and I will play h3. I don't even know what the point of h3 is. I have zero idea. So I'm going to go knight c3 now. And maybe like bishop f5, queen f3. Okay, but this is an achievement. To not have to deal with the bishop coming out. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a good thing. Should we go here? Set the vibe. Little queen f3. I don't really know. I don't really know how these lines go. It looks kind of annoying. I'm just gonna play a4. Whatever. This one's annoying, but I think we can live with it. Here, knight e4. Is that really what we're doing? Let's go for it then. Let's go for it. Maybe queen d3. Because I think pawn takes here could actually open things up in a pretty nice way. So we need to defend knight e2 or knight f3. Knight e2 looks good. But knight f3 also in the future has knight e5. I kind of like this one more. It's definitely the riskier move, but yeah. Knight e4, queen d3. Oh, no, that's not the one I expected him to take. I thought he'd at least take this. No issues here, though. Castles. Again, like I'm very supportive of takes. Bring the rook to e1 now. This looks kind of troublesome for him. d5 might open things up. I'm castle, got all my pieces out. I think black wants to go here and castle. It's kind of my, that's what I predict. We can go d5. Tough not to play this move. Right, I got a rook showing up to e1 next. Let's take that. I mean, knight takes just loses. Okay, game over. Well, that's the price you pay, I guess. If you want to get castle, it'll cost you a piece. Not a very difficult game. Oh, here's the worst part. Can't even take it. And I'm threatening mate. Man. 95. 95 takes. And then takes. Okay. Alright, that's fair. Let's just go back. We're up 2 pieces now, so. Actually, can't even take here. So we have mate. Not a very competitive game. But d5 is just a killer. Like, the way we played the opening was just develop. Like, focused totally on development. And knight takes here is very risky. I'm going to castle and have an open f-file with 95 coming. Looks very scary, actually. But this was a poor decision. Now we can just castle. I don't think this ever looks good. So, let's keep going. That was a nice game. 1992, the year I was born. e4. Let's see what we can do here. I'll play c6. d3. Well, takes and takes on d1 is just about the least interesting thing that you could do. I'm going to go queen c7. Maybe play e5 next. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to go e5. I'll go e5. Could go to f6, but I think he wants to go bishop g5. So instead, I'm just going to go here, defend that, and get ready to meet that move with just f6. And now I'm getting the whole attack going that I wanted. This looks like a very good position for me. This looks very good. Might go like this. Even that position's okay for me, I think. Just gonna get that attack going. Still, g4. It seems like he could get a knight to h4. Shouldn't actually be a big deal. Something makes me think I should be castled first. However, if I don't play it now, I might not have the opportunity, so let's go for it. Knight d2, so this is threatened. I might need to play queen d7 here. I'd love to castle. Play f5. Slide the rook over. Wondering if that's too much. It has the initiative though. Like I gotta be comfortable with that. It looks pretty good. How's a guy gonna sit here and complain about this position? Oh my god. G3. Queen on h7 would be game over. I guess not game over. Yes, this. d4, knight b1, bishop d5. There's bishop f3. Okay, now this move actually does something. I can go knight c6 or knight g6. Both look great. It's gonna go bishop g2. Let's just go f4. Maybe knight f5. That might be even better to actually make a threat here. I think I'm gonna go here. Giving this pawn, but getting queen h7 and adding pressure there. We'll see. Could be the wrong decision. So knight f1, and it's like nothing should be held together here. Where's our nice win? I mean, I guess I'll just take it, see what happens. I'm fully on the attack. Oh man, not this. Trying to use all my pieces. I don't exactly see like the follow-up, but like if he just puts something in the way. I've got literally every single piece working here. Like, where's my win? Has to be here. Guy's got an answer for everything. I guess we go here? Jack. I mean, he has to play king f2. Can't imagine him not. I'll take it. Probably don't want to play rook takes. Queen takes there is cool. No, bishop takes is actually more annoying. Need to play this. How are we gonna drum something up in only a couple seconds? That was a good one, damn. I think we're in trouble here. He might play knight e3, but there's nothing I can do if knight e3 happens. It's not even going to be mate in one by the time there's no more checks. Damn, GG. I wasted a little too much time there. Got properly punished on the clock for it. But man, this was a nice game. I thought we were going to have a gorgeous checkmate here. Unfortunately, while we're completely winning, it's just like I'm winning every single piece of his material, but I'm not getting a checkmate that will go on a plaque, you know, in the Hall of Fame. Sadly. God, this was like beautiful. Oh my goodness. Bishop c5. Every piece is working. Every piece is working. It's great here. I was thinking of going here, but then this is just hanging. I really don't think we made too much of a mistake, but here I knew it was slipping because I just didn't have follow-ups. Threw the kitchen sink, but he defended well. Jeez, what game were you watching? You think white defended well? My head is spinning at that comment. It was like minus 15 since the middle game. The bar for good defense goes pretty low, it seems. Oh man, okay. It's time for Title Tuesday. We're not going to make it to 2K here. Maybe we will later. It's time for Title Tuesday. We got to retire on that comment. This was good defense. Okay, I'm KO'd. KO me. Alright, it's time for Title Tuesday. I wouldn't have been able to hit 2K anyway after that. That guy played great defense. I tried to attack him, but the better defender won. I'm going to kick. We're playing Title Tuesday. I can't even beat 1900, and here I am going to play 2900. So good luck to me. Hopefully you guys come check out Title Tuesday on Kick, and we have our viewer tournament directly after. So I'll see you guys over on Kick to see if we can go find some great defenders in Title Tuesday.